Hey guys, what is up? It is Lake here, coming at you with another video. Now today I'm going to be doing a video on, is the GTX 1080 worth it? Now we do got some Overwatch gameplay. The next 3 days or so will be Overwatch gameplays, so that'll be pretty cool. Let me just pop open a Chrome tab so it's not so dark in here. It was getting a little dark. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you my opinions on whether or not you should get a GTX 1080 or you should go for something cheaper like a 1050 Ti, which comes in like 170, or a 1060. It's cheaper options than a 1080, which is about a $600 card. My EVGA GTX 1080 super clocked, it was about 600. So I'm going to tell you guys if it's worth it or not and what my opinions are on it. Now first of all, let me tell you why I do think it is, for what I think. Okay, now first off, I think it depends. Really depends on what you're doing. If you're doing really heavy 3D rendering applications, or especially for like engineering or even just video editing, then yes, it's really helpful. Renders really fast, but yet, having something like an i7 would be perfect for video rendering, but I got both, so I can just like fly through those renders. But basically it's really nice for those types of applications because this thing has insane power, a ton of VRAM, ton of CUDA cores, all that good stuff. It's just jam-packed with power. It can do pretty much anything. Another reason is if you're doing 4K gaming. Now I know a lot of the cheaper cards can do that, and the 1060, and I bet the 1070 could, but I think 1080 is probably your best bet if you're going for that, because it's expensive just to do VR. So if you're gonna be into that type of stuff, you gotta spend a little bit. The headset went down. I think the Oculus Rift went to $400. So it's a good time. Pick up both. You can get it for about $1,000. If you go for the Founders Edition of the 1080, you can get it for a little less than $1,000. But if you're doing VR gaming or 4K gaming, obviously go 1080 or 1080 Ti. I just didn't go for the 1080 Ti because I didn't need the extra 3 gigs of VRAM. It wasn't worth it to me, the extra $200 or so. So I was like, well, that's fine, we'll just go 1080 because this card will be good for probably 10 years. As long as it stays alive, it can play any game pretty much. I was getting 4K 60 FPS on pretty much all the games I played on it, so it's a pretty killer card. And we're talking max settings too, not lower settings. Max settings holding a constant 60 FPS, which is absolutely insane. So kind of my conclusion here is it depends what you're doing with it. If you're going to be playing CSGO, get a 1050 Ti. You'll be able to play that easily playable at really high settings, even though some people like lower settings. It's kind of weird. But you'll easily be able to play, just no problem with that. But if you're just you really are heavy into VR, heavy into content creation, that type of stuff, go for the 1070 or 1080 or 1080 Ti. I'd probably recommend the 1080 unless you really want the 1080 Ti, but it's not too much of a difference. It's just like a year gap. I know there's a little bit performance, but it's not really enough for me to justify another $200 on a card, so I don't know. But anyway guys, that's kind of my opinion. It really depends what you're actually using this for, in order if it's worth it or not for you to actually buy this card. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, like, subscribe. I will see you guys. Peace out.